Hello, you guys, and welcome. Just want to touch base with you a little bit. You can see I'm still under the weather, still kind of beat. However, I was able to make it into the woods today, and I'll tell you, just getting out there and getting grounded really facilitated some healing for me. Um, Greatly needed, absolutely greatly needed. That sunshine we had this morning, uh, over the winter months, it's going to be rough energetically. It is going to be a push me, pull you kind of thing. A fight, you think you've got something conquered, something else comes up. And it is going to be that way energetically. No big deal. We got that. We can work with that energy when we know what it is. I'm kind of here tonight to talk to you guys about not giving up. It can be a lonely time of the year. It can be very depressing. Um, Seasonal depressive disorder is a real thing for a lot of people. There are supplements you can take to get around that and not medications. I'll address that in another video, but don't give up. If some bastard kicks you verbally, mentally, get up swinging mentally. Not physically. Don't take anybody on. They're not worth it. But so many of you are really at a place, and I'm being bombarded by questions and in my emails and messages, and I'm getting back to you on that. But so many of you are feeling like you're not worthy. Don't let anybody tell you you're not worthy. You are a child of God. Now, touching on that a moment, I'm going to stray off a little bit, but I want everybody to understand how important God is in your life, how important Jesus is. In reading some recent publishings from the Vatican, the Pope sent out it's called a papal ball. In other words, and it's spelled B-A-L-L. It simply is a kind of a letter, an internal letter in the Catholic Church. And he has spoken up and said that they should begin to accept psychics and mediums because they are out there in the trenches doing the work of God. Now, they don't use the word in the trenches, but in this letter from the Pope. So I want you to get God in your heart. One of the things that I teach is if you're working in kind of the paranormal world, going out there and doing some ghost hunting, or if you're a kind of a pay grade up from that, and you're out there removing ghosts and demonic and dark energies, I want you to know, and this came from also they're kind of letting people know bits and pieces about how supernatural Jesus is. Every time you pray to him, you're talking to a spirit. You didn't think of it that way, did you? But if you are out there doing that kind of work with paranormal, I want you to know that if you are real and have Jesus in your heart, that if you really, you don't have to be born again. You just really have to know that you're never without Jesus. You're never, ever without Jesus. And he's a representation of the full God source. But as long as you have Jesus in your heart, you cannot be possessed. People that experience possessions question God. They question the dark. So, I want you to always go to God first. Always go to God first. When I started doing this as my life's work, I kind of was just looking for a different occupation. I have done everything. I have done everything. And I wanted to start getting better at my art, and I knew I had to meditate in order to raise my frequency. And that's another thing, you have to stay positive and have your frequency up all the time in order to connect to spirit, because they are of a higher frequency. Hang on a second. I need a little bit of ginger ale there. So, always go to God first. And once you go to God, make sure that's your source is God. And that connection with Jesus, you can't give up. There's no way. You cannot. You'll rise above a lot. So I want you to know that you're all worthy and you're all loved. And as people like me that, a lot of folks question some of the things that, I live in a small town, and there are people that want to burn me at the stake. But if you have those gifts, please don't question them. Work with them, get with me, and I'll help you. You got to learn protection. But you are worthy of gifts. Some of you doubt your natural intuition. Every woman has it. And later in life, whether you have kids or not, it develops into, we call it woman's intuition, mother's intuition. All men have it. That's how they know where to go in the corner of the woods to find a deer. That's how they know where to go in the corner of the lake to find a fish. Now, there's times we're all not exactly on the money when it comes to those things. But you have that gift because you are worthy of it. So don't give up on working on that yet either. I did pull some cards just prior to getting my phone out, because I tell you, I'm about burnout. Like I said, I got into the woods today, and that was so great. It was just healing, absolutely healing. And I did pull some cards because I wanted to find a kind of a closing. I haven't been able to do a good video for you in quite a while. The first card that came out of the chute for me, let's see, and I was asking for this as a collective, not just for myself. However, I did see the references it made to what I've got going on. And you will too, because the collective is experiencing this now, okay? We're all in this together. First out of the chute was, let's see. Oh, it was the Three of Cups. Okay? A little bit of celebrating going on there. That's the pressure of the holidays, kind of, Christmas is over. A lot of people are getting past a very tough time right now, too. There has been a lot of souls passing. It is a time frame when it is very easy for a soul to make its transition. The next card I got was the Death card. But it doesn't have anything to do with death in the physical. This card means a transformation in your life. Moving forward. Knowing you're worthy. It's okay to celebrate. Another three. The Three of Wands. Again, that is at a point where you are achieving some success and are looking to where you want to go. You know, I've got this. Those threes, anytime you get multiple numbers, because I add a lot of numerology in with the readings, those two threes give each other power back to back. And I want you to remember the basic of the three: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the Holy Trinity. Okay? We had that transformation card. We also had the Knight of Swords that came up. Many of you are finally stepping into your truth. You're kind of staking your claim on who you are. You're not melding for other people. You forged that sword in fire. I don't know how to say this because I am so proud of a lot of you. Moving forward with your lives with a lot of grief and heartache and sorrow. That knight tells me how much strength you do have. Fearless. And don't let anybody take that away from you. And the last card that came out was the Temperance card. Now, it's a time that a lot of us we're getting ready for going into the New Year's Eve here in a week. Many of us kind of have a tendency to over imbibe, drink too much, eat too much, smoke too much, whatever your vice is. I want you to be careful. There's a fine balance. And actually, take a look at that. Pouring from cup to cup. It is also a time that you're going to see some abundance, as long as you don't squander it, because temperance is about control. So be careful you don't overspend it this time also. All right, there you have it. A brief tarot reading. I have a little video I'm gonna gotta edit that. I spent some time in a little cemetery today too. Maggie and I were out and here she is over here, kind of stretched out. She's got the hot side of the bed with the red lights. I'm back here with the purple amethyst. But I did get the opportunity to spend a little time in the cemetery today. I've got to edit that video a little bit because it was brutal. You had this in full force in the sunlight. My phone has a bill. It doesn't have an actual filter in it. This is just how it makes me look good. Trust me, you don't want to see this close up. All right, you guys. I want you to remember. I always send you love and light. I want you to remember that that's what you are. From God's source. You are pure love and light. All right, there you have it. I never leave you that I don't bless you with love and light. See you soon.